Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Harder You Work, the Luckier You Get, an entrepreneur's memoir by Joe Ricketts, founder of Ameritrade, read by Danny Campbell, with an epilogue read by the author.
Chapter 1. I remember that day vividly. The smell of wood, the sound of hammers banging, the sawdust scattered on the ground. My father had brought me to a construction site where he and his men were building a new home. I was still a boy, and this was in Nebraska City, where I grew up, a town of a little over 7,000. The decade was the 1940s, but from the way the men were putting up that house, without electrical power, using only their hand tools and the strength of their muscles, it could have been much longer ago. Each carpenter wore an apron around his waist, with pockets for the different-sized nails he used for different tasks. He would pull out a nail with his left hand, hold it in the spot where it needed to go, and bang, bang, bang it in with the hammer in his right. Construction then was altogether different from the way buildings go up now. Nothing was prefabricated and shipped to them like the trusses of today. The men had to put up every piece of the building one at a time. My father had brought my younger brothers and me to the job site and told us to keep out of the way and to pick up trash. When the men finished sawing a board to size and the scrap end fell on the ground, I would pick it up and throw it out. Other than that, I watched. The work was hard and hot. The men were so wet with perspiration that the sawdust stuck to their clothing and their skin. Sometimes they talked with one another about the tasks they were doing. Sometimes they joked, but mostly they sawed and hammered without speaking. I remember them as happy, working together, getting something done. Now here is a mystery. That boy who was brought along to clean up the wood scraps, who grew up in a working-class town with a frontier mentality, would go on to found one of the most disruptive businesses of finance's computer age. That business would utilize the latest communications and digital technologies to revolutionize and democratize the clubby, old, highly regulated, East Coast-based financial industry. And in the process, the founder of that business would become a billionaire. I was that boy. But if you had asked me then to share my daydreams and talents, they would have
Sample complete. Ready to continue?